And of course, on Thursdays, I mentioned that before noon, I would be posting videos that walk you through the work that I'm expecting. The reason why I wait till Thursdays is I like to give you guys some time to try out these programs and kind of try the assignment out with the notes before I go in and show you how I have done it myself. So for week one, you've got a couple things you need to do. One of them is the Who I Am discussion post. That will be open for the week. It also helps me get to know you guys and take attendance. And then we also are going to do the week one Photoshop practice projects and assignments. You're going to complete the following 3 tutorials and submit 4 JPEG files. Those are just going to be simple images that you can save as and make a JPEG format, or you can export as a JPEG and put them in the week one deadline. The deadline for week one will be midnight the day before we meet. So our next class meeting is going to be on Tuesday, the 23rd. So you would want to get these in by the 22nd. So number one is to edit your first photo. You guys are going to learn how to get an image and take out things that you do not want in that image out of it. The second one is going to be resizing. Resizing is very helpful when it comes to shrinking and enlarging images to keep their pixels. And then the third is removing unwanted photos. This exercise is through Adobe. And what's kind of nice about these is all of these exercises are kind of the basics. They help get you to where you need to be. So I'm going to start with the edit my first photo. And like it says, this is for a beginner. It's going to take about 23 minutes. So to edit your first photo to bring out what's best in your photo, we're going to use photo editing techniques. So for this photo, you can use the one that's given, or you may use your own. And we are going to learn how to crop and straighten and trim the edges. We also are going to learn how to improve lighting and color in the properties, as well as removing any unwanted content that you don't really want in there. And then, of course, you can make it into different styles, black and white, regular, sharpen, enhance, save, that kind of thing. So for this project, I'm actually going to use one of my own pictures. So give me one moment to pull that up. So this is an image of Red Rocks. This image is one that has a lot of ability to be cropped or fixed and straightened. So we have some tools over on the side that always help with grabbing and cropping. Like I was saying when we were going through this before, if you hit play on What's nice about these tutorials is that it allows you to pretty much do that for any tool. As you'll notice, there's a small arrow. If I right click on my tool, it's going to drop into a bunch of other tools. Of course, I can click the one that I'm thinking I might want, and then there's a video that would help as well. The best part about Photoshop is that it is very nice for beginners. It also is really useful just to explore. So for this photo, I'm going to start with a crop. I'm going to focus mostly on the stage part. So I'm going to put what I want in there, and then I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to crop my photo down. Now, with this, I could always adjust it more. We could generate and expand. A lot of these other things down here, these are on new AIs that help us with Photoshop. But if we're just cropping it down the way we want, then we're done. Now we're going to work on some different filters. So there's properties over here, and as long as I select my layer, it will show me different adjustments that I can make. A couple quick ones would be just to make it black and white, matte. I'm just hovering over these. They also have some photo repair options that can bring out some different filters. And of course, like these are just everyday filters. You do not need to do it this way, but you can. Another way that you can enhance your image is I like to go up to filter and hit camera raw filter. And as we get more into some of the Photoshop skills, this is where we're going to be able to adjust like the temperatures of the images to pull out what we want to see, where we can adjust the clarity, the stillness of it. You can also work on color mixing, gradient tools, all those good things. And then when you get it where you'd like it, then you can hit OK. Of course, all that really did was brighten up the screen. This photo had already been enhanced, but if I was using a different photo, like let's say I was just going to pull one from the internet and I wanted to say like Hawaiian beach, and then I could take I'm getting too particular now. Yeah, let's go with this one. And I want to make it a little more vibrant. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this image. I'm going to find it on my desktop. I'm going to open it with Photoshop because I can't just drag images in. And then I'm going to crop it out so that they don't see the numbers at the bottom. Maybe I'm going to crop it in a little bit and hit enter. And then if I was to go back to my tutorial, I could always read about the different examples that they have. But the first thing was that crop. So I did that crop and straighten. Now I'm going to improve lighting and colors by going to the properties window. So right over in here, I can go to properties, use my tool, make some adjustments. I can do brightness. Maybe I want to make it, yeah, that cleared up that image. Maybe make my contrast come in. And then I'm going to come back over to, not that, come back over to my window, and I'm going to work on removing unwanted content. Let me see if there's anything in there that I don't want. So on my Photoshop, yeah, I don't want this number in this box. So I'm going to come over here and grab the spot healing brush. And I'm going to click on the layer and I'm going to spot heal those numbers right out. So if I zoom in and you see this number, because I have the spot healing brush, when I click over the top, it just disappears. I'm also going to do that to get rid of this line that was brought in. The nice part about this is the image is high quality. It gives it that ability. I'm also going to smooth out the sand. Really want it to look like, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to hit Windows Z. I really want it to look like the sand and the water continue. I'm going to make this more crisp. Very nice. And then over here, I'm going to make that rock maybe come in a little bit more so it goes off the page. And then I'll go back up here and I'll zoom out. I really like the way that that looks. And then now if I go back to my tutorial, it's going to tell me that I also could do something where I sharpen, add black and white, and then save. What I'm going to do is I will show you a little bit about what it looks like if it went black and white. So I would just go to adjustments and I could go black and white. You see how it turned it? And then I could pull in different colors. make it a little more moody if I wanted to go darker or lighter. It's still contrasting the original tones to create that, but I don't think I like it as much in black and white, so I'm going to hit Windows Z and get rid of that. And then you could stay in adjustments and go to sharpen, color lookout, all of that. But I really enjoy taking it up into my filter gallery and going to camera raw filter and just kind of finishing up in here where I can dehaze it one way or the other. I can improve the clarity of the image, the textures of the rocks if I want. See how texturized it can get? Might pull it off a little bit. The other thing that's kind of nice is I like to go into the optics and you can take it out, maybe brighten it up a little bit more, keep it where it was, and then I'm going to hit OK. So that is quite the difference when I go File, Save As, and I'm going to make it Hawaiian image adjustment. And then I'm going to make it a JPEG, which right now it only wants to do a Photoshop. So I will save it as that. And then I will also go up and go File, Export. And sometimes you have to export things so that you can get it into the format you want. So I'm going to export mine as a JPEG. It's going to go to my desktop. And then I'm going to pull up the original. My apologies, of course. The original one, which is right here, it's very dark. And my new one, where I brightened and added a little more of a stylistic filter to it to pull out some of those textures, and I changed the water and the sand line. So those are my two images. What I would do is turn in the before and the after. These can be as stylized as you want. They could be as natural as you want. I just want to be able to tell that there was some changes made. You can especially tell in the foliage as well as in the sun and the rocks over here.